You know, it's not really that often when games try to kill you with a bunch of baby dolls attached to a C4. This mod is a mind-blowing experience that left me speechless after I finished its main quest, but we'll get to that soon. A Devil's Wish is a huge expanse quest mod for Fallout 3 that was so popular and successful that the creator of the mod changed their username to DevilWish182. At first it acts as an average quest mod, but as you progress further you will notice things that were never done in any Fallout before. It introduces a couple of original mechanics, such as uniquely scripted enemies with their behavior being very different from the ones in the base game. Well thought out puzzles or even platforming, which can sometimes be a little tedious, since the game engine wasn't built for that. Except there's one mechanic that stood out to me the most. Special psychic powers. Yes, this mod makes you Corvo from Dishonored. It took me a while to find the hotel, but it's this building left to the Chevy Chase East Metro Gate. Originally, this whole building was blocked off by piles of rubble, but the mod removes them and makes the door usable again, when you get the right key. With that, there's also a new character roaming around his little outpost outside of the hotel, who gives you the key to the hotel under one condition.
I need you to find me someone, a commie scientist who goes by the name of Shirkum Shule. Think you can do that for me, Patriot?
You might have noticed the voice acting in this mod is a little bit off, and that is because all of the characters were dubbed by the mod author himself, and he wanted to differentiate the voices between the NPCs by playing with multiple effects, and it's sometimes hard to understand what they are saying because of the filters. It's the only real technical problem with this mod because it can really take you out of the immersion pretty quickly.
He's wanted for war crimes committed against the United States back before the Great War.
There's something imminent about this hotel, and it's the objects moving by themselves. The whole hotel is haunted and has many layers for you to explore, but not until the elevator is fixed. This is where the first puzzle starts. It's simple and yet pretty fun, because it makes you go through different rooms to find fuses. But the halls are still occupied by its residents and paranormal visitors. You get the classic ghouls, which there are many, but there are also pyromaniacs, who won't hesitate and burn you with all they have. I really like a unique approach to an enemy like this. It's more uncanny when they can use magic or, to be precise, psychic powers in a setting like Fallout. The ghouls also have their new variation similar to suicidal super mutants from Fallout 4. They wear a thick vest loaded with C4s and are not afraid to run up to you when you least expect it. Something about the combination of slowly approaching flickering red light and the sound of a ghoul cries makes my hair stand, and when everything seems to be clear, you will hear this familiar noise. I don't know how fair it would be without the sprint mod, but I'd say not much. The first phantom gives you one of the many spells this mod adds to the game. It's a consumable item called Night Vision. With it, navigating the halls and rooms of the hotel is going to be much easier. But it does gradually drain your AP. It's nice to see this being balanced out, but later on in the mod I get a spell that costs 200 AP to cast, but my character doesn't really have that much AP. Immediately I thought these spells are gonna be simple, just like the night vision, but after a while you will meet your first boss, Reeves, who's a walking bullet sponge that shoots fireballs, lighting up the room and covering your screen in white flashes. He's a very difficult boss because of the unbalanced scaling, but that's a common problem across mods for this and other Bethesda titles. Either it's too easy or too difficult to play. but it can be slightly changed if you are using any damage mods or overpowered modded weapons. And the ghouls on the lower floor don't make this fight easier either. You can fix this problem with the ghoul mask from the Tenpenny Tower questline. Now it's about whose armor is thicker and how much drugs are you carrying with you. Upon his defeat you unlock the Fireball spell. It's great, but it's better when you shoot it only when your gun is holstered, because it will be flying from the right corner of your screen and that could blow you up when you are not paying enough attention to your positioning when, for example, taking cover. You also take the last fuse off of him and can head for the basement where the mod will start shifting greatly. So if you don't want to spoil the mod for yourself, skip to here. Alright, so further down the basement you go, the more mannequins start to fill up the corridors, leading you to the power fuse box. Ah, the power's back. Now we can go back to the lobby and use the elevator.
Why, hello there. It's a pleasure to finally meet the one who's been wandering around in my home.
After the little chat with the devil, we are now free to explore his sick dimension. It's a series of little escape rooms with beautiful level design, combining the most abstract interiors you could think of. Narrow halls, upside down hotel lobby, or the cells where we'll meet Reeves again. Am I in hell?
Far from it. But I can see why a mere mortal such as yourself would see it that way. It should be an honor to be here and to serve the Master's will.
Continuing through this realm, you will encounter one of my most favorite enemies of all time, the Cock Blockers. They are gifted with force and will try to shove you off the bridges straight down to the Red Scorpion Pit. It's really easy to sneak through them, thankfully, but unfortunately the same cannot be said about the next location. It's a multi-layered maze with everything looking the same, which makes this a navigational hell. And that's not all, because you are also chased down by the phantom assassins that keep on spawning each time you take a turn, so good luck not running into a blind corner. The cave then connects to an arena where you will find Matryoshka Behemoth, so each time you kill him, smaller clones will appear to terrorize you. What I found about this fight a bit underwhelming was the AI tracking, but that was noticeable only when fighting against the bigger versions of the Behemoth. I could go on and on about the progression of this mod, but I think you get the idea, because there's one more location that is different from others. You'll wake up in a testing cell of Dr. Maximilian, another version of the devil. I found this area setting pretty cool since it's leaning more towards the puzzles, where you need to open and close these sliding doors to position yourself right for the next jump, and for killing Maximilian you get another psychic power, slow motion. I haven't really used it in this mod, but I did have a lot of fun with it in the Capital Wasteland. Back in the hotel you will get a flashback on what really happened and why the Enclave wants to find Shercom Shulei. Chinese spies were hiding inside this hotel, but after many suspicions and incidents, the US Army finally went and checked out the situation. But one of the suicide bombers set off his vest and then chaos started. This activated the devil, also known as Project Prometheus, and he sent everyone killing each other until there was no one left. The Project Prometheus was secretly developed in the hotel's basement by Shercom Shulei. Prometheus, as they named him, was a lab rat ever since he was a child, and this is what years of research and torture did to him. Their own artificially created psychic. Surprisingly, Shercom is still alive thanks to the ghoulification, but is now aware of the danger Prometheus presents and wants us to destroy him for good.
Welcome, chosen
Alright, since we are here now, it's our turn to decide the fate of Prometheus. It's possible to purge the chamber and kill him, or maybe we could use his power for ourselves by merging our and his consciousness. I chose to merge myself with him to gain the most power.
Now dimension power transfer.
The only difference this really makes is the type of power you will get at the end. I got the overcharge, which lets me have 1000 AP at the cost of my health gradually depleting. The other spell would just give you the ability to spawn your own phantom assassins that are going to help you in any kind of situation. Prometheus is probably the most insane fight I've ever encountered in any kind of mod I've played. You get to see the total madness of Prometheus's mind throughout the arenas you fight in. Each arena is a twisted copy of previous dimensions. First, you fight a classic devil. Then you fight 60 of them teleporting from place to place, and finally, you fight him in a floating cemetery. Phantoms are now on your side too, and can help you fight off the devil and his army of ghosts. You can also find Reeves and persuade him to help you.
You may have defeated me, but you will never destroy me. I am the power.
Then, Enclave kidnaps you and you can try all your powers at once to make your escape. And that was Devil's Wish. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting this mod to be so deep with its mechanics and also so polished. Believe it or not, but it seems like this whole mod was created by only one person. All the cutscenes and mind-blowing scripts were made by one guy. That is incredible. And I don't think I've run into any bugs whatsoever. Maybe the only problem I had was with the difficulty, with everyone being a bullet sponge except for you. And the damage spells you get are not as effective either, compared to the ones from enemies. But in the end, this is one of the best, if not the best, mod for Fallout 3. And I would highly recommend you to play it yourself, because this was one hell of a ride. Thank you for watching, guys, and thank you for your incredible support you are showing me each time I upload something. Even though this month wasn't really as good for me as the previous ones were, but man, I appreciate you a lot, guys. Thank you for sticking by, and see ya in the next one.